Good evening, class. My name is Chris Bechtel. I'm 33 years old. I'm a Texas native, born and raised here in Fort Worth, Texas. I currently live in the Mid-Cities area near DFW Airport. I have attached a collage of 6 photos that each tell you a little bit about me, and I want to go through those photos one by one as an introductory speech to give you a little bit of insight of who I am. The first photo on the top left will be a photo of my 2 boys. That's Nolan and Ethan. Those are my 2 sons. I'm very fortunate to have 2 boys, and while I would have loved having little girls as well, I'm very thankful that I've had 2 boys. You may notice that there's a big age group, or excuse me, age difference between them. Ethan's the oldest; he's 15 years old, and Nolan is the youngest. He is 6 years old. You may also be thinking, wow, you have a 15-year-old. You don't look like you're old enough to have a 15-year-old. Well, that would be because I turned 18 years old, and a month later, Ethan was born. And that would explain why I have a son that's, almost a young man himself. You'll also notice that there is a giant age difference between my 2 boys, and that's because when Ethan was born, I quickly realized that, wait a second, being a parent is tough. It's not always fun. It's challenging, and it requires responsibility. I know I'm preaching to the choir here to all the parents out there, but it's also can be very very tough financially. So it was 9 years that passed before I felt I was ready to expand the family, and that would explain why there's such a huge gap between my 2 boys. But I love them both dearly, and they are part of every decision I make every single day, whether they know it or not. The second image you'll see on the top is a photo from my website. I own and operate a photo booth company that provides a service for my clients who, when they're throwing an event, whether it's a wedding, a prom, a quinceanera, a bachelorette party, a birthday, graduation, you name it. Photo booths are extremely popular right now, and we show up on site with an open air design, and our guests are able to have on site printing and access to a whole slew of props to have a bunch of photos and have a lot of fun. Kind of interesting. The first time I saw a photo booth, I was at a wedding as well, and I thought that this was really cool. I thought that it was something that definitely added an additional layer of fun to the wedding that I was at, and I thought it might be something I was interested in. So I started doing my research and found what I felt was like the best booth available, and bought the booth and bought some business cards and set up the website and just started one day at a time. And before you know it, Fun Snaps Photo was created, and we've been doing photo booth events ever since. So the third image from the left, the top right image, is me in an aircraft. I'm actually in the second command seat of a Cirrus SR-22. So that's CIRRUS for any of you who might be interested. It's actually a really cool aircraft that has a built-in parachute on the very top. So if you were to get in an emergency situation that you didn't feel like you could recover from, you could reach up and actually pull a lever, and a parachute would come out of the top of the aircraft and lower the entire airplane down in one piece with you inside of it. So it's a safety feature that's built in. I don't have my private pilot's license yet, but that picture, what it represents is my passion for flying, my passion for aviation in general, and also my intention to pursue a private pilot's license. The bottom image on the left is me next to a Lamborghini. This actually was a pretty fun day out in Crescent. They have a racetrack out there, and you can rent these automobiles and take them around the track a handful of times, and it's just a really good experience. But what that image is representing is my passion for cars, for fast cars, Mustangs specifically. I do apologize for any bow tie lovers out there. I have owned Mustangs since I was 16 years old. I've probably owned no less than 50 or 60 of them. I've built them from scratch. I've parted them out. I've bought them and just drove them and enjoyed them. You can actually see some Mustang memorabilia on the wall right above my hand right there. I have a clock that makes different Mustang sounds at the top of each hour. So that's representing my passion for fast cars, my passion for the automobile. The middle image on the bottom is a Southwest Airlines 737. Uh, this is very much a part of who I am. I'd have to take you back about 10 or 11 years ago when I got a job with a retail company. It was an entry level job. The ads seemed to have a pretty decent pay, and I thought that it might be a good opportunity. And fast forward 11 years later, I was very successful, but I was still in the retail industry, and I wanted to pursue my dream and pursue my passion for aviation. So about 3 years ago, I started planning and obtained my dispatcher's license and started getting a little bit of experience in that field. And I recently was able to join the team with Southwest Airlines, and it's something I'm very proud of. The bottom right image is self-explanatory. That's me outside the Opera House in Sydney. It's representing my love for travel. I've been to some pretty cool places, but I wouldn't quite label myself a world traveler just yet. There's many places that I would love to see, and hopefully my flight benefits at Southwest will help me achieve some of those. But I've been to the Arctic Circle. I've seen Stonehenge. I've gone fishing in Northwest Territory, Canada, and then I've been to Australia, obviously, and a couple other places that I've been. And traveling is something that I enjoy very much, and something that I hope to experience more and more as I dive further into my career with Southwest. So that's about it. 6 minutes isn't a whole lot of time to tell you everything about me, but it is a start. And if you have any questions or comments, please be sure to post up and I'll respond to those ASAP. I appreciate your time. Thank you.